Okay, I want to show you something here. I've talked about a lot of this stuff many times already, and I've told people, and people don't want to hear what I gotta say. So, for the ones that don't want to hear what I gotta say, when you decide you can grow a pair, and you can take some busy time out of your busy schedule, okay, that isn't as busy as you're pretending it is, and you can actually pay attention to what's going on around you, you're going to figure out real quick that I haven't lied to you. Okay. Now, through United Nations Agenda 21, 2030, 2050, so on here, NWO, the Great Reset, okay, everything that's in your face, part of that, this is something Deborah Tavares has talked about, but see, I dug into Agenda 21 and NWO and all this stuff 10 years or so ago. And I dug pretty deep into it. And I recognized it when I saw it coming in. Deborah Tavares, some of you think, oh, she's a fearmonger. Well, so far, what I've heard her say is no lie. She even challenges you and tells you openly to go pull up the documentation. She even tells you how to do it in your own city, damn it. Who be she fear? No, you're the coward. She's not fear-mongering. I understand it's scary. But I also understand if you don't look and realize she's not lying to you and you don't check your own city because you're too lazy to, okay, then you're going to be at fault for allowing history to replay itself. But when lots and lots of people start dying, the innocent children and the people who tried to tell you who are now innocent, now you're victim because you're too stupid to be alive, excuse my language, but that's what it comes down to. You're so yellow, so cowardly, and unfortunately, you're going to get billions of people killed, including your own dumbass selves. You want to call me a conspiracy theorist? Go ahead. When the shit hits the fan and you find yourself what's really happening, the only conspiracy theorist is you, bitch. Excuse my language. That's right, because when you're screaming, we gotta stop it, I'm gonna be yelling, you're a conspiracy theorist, you tinfoil wearing that nut job. No, it's happening right now. No, it couldn't be. You've been saying that for years as you were calling me names. And that's exactly how I treat you, the same way you treated me. Isn't it awesome? Even though I know it's really going down. But let me show you something here. See, this is part of Agenda 21. See, they're going to lie to you. This is the Rothschilds. Do you realize the Rothschilds not only own and control the monetary system of America, they are the family private entity, the Rothschild, that owns the Federal Reserve. And do you realize there's been a Rothschild on the president's administration and every administration for years now, right under your nose? Do you also realize that the Rothschilds owns all of the major utilities in this country called the United States? That's right. I don't care what name they got. It's owned and controlled by Rothschild. This is no lie. This is factual stuff. And out of United Nations Agenda 21, they use words. Remember, I've told you before, pay attention to words. Okay? Sustainable development. That's right. That's right. Green. That's right. Got to save the climate. Got to go green. Got to have sustainable development because there's too many humans. And we're breathing way too much C2O out. You know? When we exhale, we're exhaling that CTO and it's causing global warming. No, it isn't. Global warming equals weather warfare. Because they are using technology, which they've had for many years now. For 50 plus years, they've been controlling weather. Don't care what you believe, it's fact. All the stuff you're seeing going on, including the fires, are being deliberately done by the very people that I'm talking about. Order followers who follow orders of corrupt bankers. The 13 families are nothing more than bankers. They're dead serious with population reduction. And you've been hearing a lot of people on the net here telling you, get ready, it's going to be the longest, hardest winter you ever had. Well, they're not bullshitting you. You know, part of the problem is they tell you straight up, they're going to take down the power grid. They're going to tell you there's too many people. We're heating up the planet. Okay, they're going to tell you there's too many people. We're using up the resources. They're lying. They're going to tell you petroleum is called fossil fuels that came from the dinosaurs, when that's a complete BS crock of crap. Petroleum is just exactly what it is. It's not fossil fuels, and the earth naturally produces petroleum. No lie. Fact. There is no shortage other than what they are creating the shortage by stopping pumping oil, by hoarding what they have, and denying you and lying to you because they're controlling it. And then they're telling you that, oh, well, we're running out. Just like the farms. What do you think Willie Nelson fought for 10 years for farmers' rights against Monsanto's who sold out to Bayer? That's because now Bayer is Monsanto's. Do you understand that? They never closed Monsanto's down. Just like with MK Ultra. They never shut that down either. They lie to you and tell you they shut it down. They gave it a new name and relocated it and kept right on going. That's the same thing they did with Monsanto's. That's why Bayer has it now. And they keep right on going. That's right. Nothing changes, man. So let me show you what I'm going to show you, because you're being set up for a power failure this coming winter. And for you people in cold climates, you better think hard about this. This is not going to affect people like in Florida, South Texas, South California. They're going to still be without power, yes. But it's not going to be like it's going to be for so many people that aren't in tropical. And when winter hits, it gets nasty cold out, okay? And when the power goes out, you have no heat. Okay, so I want to show you something. Anybody, I mean, you know, I've got a few years behind me, right? 59 years old, almost 60. Anyhow, all my life, anywhere I've lived, we've always trimmed our trees away from power lines, because you all know storms can take out power. So I want to show you something I've noticed. Here's the pole outside my house. Okay, let's follow these wires. Oh, look. These lines are running right through the tree. So these lines are literally, let me back on out here. I'll zoom in on the line here. And then I want to take you on a little ride. I want to show you some things. Okay, here, let's follow it. Oh, but you can't. It's through the trees. Let's go up to the top where the top of the tree is. These lines. Through the tree. Okay? Now, I'm going to take you on a little ride. Okay, let's go over here a little bit. Here's something I want to show you. Follow these power lines downhill, lower than the garage roof. Okay? They wasn't even tightened up after the storm when they had to re-put these lines up. They left them droopy. That's the shittiest job I've ever seen. Okay, now let's go up here. Let's follow these wires. Oh, look! They're going right through the tree. And then they're going through another tree. Okay, these lines are literally going through the tree. Then they're crossing kitty corner over the road. Okay? I'll cross over here. And let's follow these poles a little bit. Now it's on the opposite side because the kitty corner across the road there on the intersection. And we're cruising down here. Okay, you see, so far we're looking good here. They went above the tree here. See, now these are all at the top of the pole on this block. I'm not going to drive all over town, but I've already done it. I don't think I got enough battery life, except for right here. Here are your lower lines. And what are they doing? They're going through the tree. And look over there. That one right there, a power line over there, is running out to somebody's home and it's going through trees. So there you are. More lines going through trees on the lower side of this pole. And a lot of these branch off to people's individual houses, okay? And that's where they're getting their power source from. And their lines are going through trees. And I've been all over this town, and I'm telling you, it's all over this fucking town. It's this way. I've never seen anything like it in my life. All my life, every year, freaking the cities are out keeping the trees away from the lines. And now we don't do that no more, huh? Yeah, see, we don't do that no more because sustainable development. Gotta go green. That's right, Agenda 21. We're setting you up for power failures. Now you're going to say, well, but we're getting out of the summertime and the bad storms, so we should be okay. No, you're not. You're going into the wintertime where snow's going to fall and you're going to have ice storms and you're going to have wet, heavy snow that sticks on everything. And branches are going to be weighed down from a wet, heavy snow and maybe an ice storm just before it. And they're going to collapse, and these branches are going to be weighed down and falling because of the weight. And lines will be brought down because of the weight. And trees will be bringing the lines down because, well, they're running through trees. When the branches get weighed down, wham! Power outages. Setting you up for power failure. Then they're going to tell you, it's because there's too many people, and that's why. And the system is old and it's failing. No, the system isn't old and failing. Who's failing? The order followers. Because they're being told, you know, when we had that superstorm that come through here created by the military-industrial complex. That's right. And that storm traveled a little over 200 miles in an hour. It was in my town. And blew in and out of my town within 10, 15 minutes. Gone. And just about everybody in this town was without power. Okay? Branches and trees down on top of houses. I mean, it was a really mess. Okay? Messed us up big time. Okay? But anyhow. And so all that crap happens. And wow, the day I got my power back, I was without power for over half the day. During that portion of the day when they got into my neighborhood, the power company, I watched them. They were fucking had a truck that was going ahead of them, and he was scoping out lines. And he come down the alley, and he stopped right there in front of my house where I started the video I showed you, and was looking at the very lines I just showed you, going through the trees. He sat there for a couple minutes staring right up at them lines, going through them trees. And then he went down looking for more problems. Well, they haven't trimmed any wires away from any trees. They've brought everybody's service up. They've cleaned up the entire town now. And there is nobody trimming trees. Nowhere in this town. Away from lines. They're letting them go. This means they've been told to leave it alone. See, the guy knew there was a problem. But nobody's ever come to do anything about it. And why did nobody come when the guy looked when he was out inspecting? Because they've been told not to. And where would that come from? You got to follow who owns the power companies, who owns the gas company, who owns your utilities in America. The same people that own the Federal Reserve that are printing your money. Rothschilds. Agenda 21 people in your face. Just what Deborah Tavares was telling you about. And they are going to lie. That's what they've been doing all along. That's why you got to stop watching your TV set. Because that's what they've used it for many, 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 many years now. Is to lie. And to divide. Divide and conquer, people. You don't got long left. No. They're bringing it in right now. That's what's been happening in your face all year long. And they gave you a little brief break from it, and you all go right back to sleep. Oh, okay, everything's fine now. Look, we're going back to normal. Well, you better get used to your new normals wearing a muzzle. You don't see them backing off on that, do you? No, you see them pushing it harder. Now they're giving you their new psyop with the president having something that don't exist. With using a fraudulent test. A test that was with Kerry Mullen or something like that's the guy's name, who invented the test they're using, who openly said it could never be used to test for viruses or pathogens, that it would give false positives because it's not designed for that purpose. You would get phony results. You know, the more it was amplified. I mean, this is no lie. This is all factual stuff. This guy received an award in like 1981 for inventing this test. Well, that's the test they've been using the entire time, people. When you're testing positive for being a human. That's right, you tested positive, you're a human. I don't know how you got on this damn planet. There's only aliens on this planet. What are humans doing on this planet? This is how ridiculous this entire thing is. But the point is, I just put it in your face. See, I'm not stupid, and I've been around a long time, and I know damn well they've always kept up trimming trees away from electrical lines. Everywhere I've lived, always. So I suggest you go drive around in your local area, and you start paying attention to the power lines that come to the house. You follow them lines to what poles they're coming off of, and you start driving down and looking at the poles they're coming off of, and looking for trees and seeing if they're doing that in your area. Because if they're doing in your area what they're doing in my area, then you'll be able to understand why you're going to lose your power. It won't be because of failure of the power grid. It'll be for failure of people fucking not using their brains. That's what it'll be for failure from. And people that are hungry for money and not using their brains, who are just following the orders mindlessly, knowing full well what it's going to do. And then they're going to come up and lie to you and say it's because the power grid's failing. Just like with the farmers. Shut down hundreds of farms. Pay farmers not to grow crops. And then tell people we're running out of food. Because there's too many people. All of this has been deliberately done. You're about to have another food shortage. You're about to have a long, hard winter. And you better get ready to be without power and without heat. Because it's coming your way. My suggestion is everybody around this country, if you're seeing this going on in your area, you start taking your ass down to City Hall and you start complaining. Let person after person complain about you not getting them fucking wires turned over them trees away from them lines. They realize too many people are onto this stuff, no choice but to reverse what they're doing. But if you're going to go around mindlessly keeping your damn mouth shut, when you find yourself fucking below zero, you're below zero, you've had an ice storm and a snowstorm, and your lines are down and you're without power and it's all over your town, and you're fucking in your house for freaking a week, 2 weeks without power, 3 weeks without power in January, February. Try it out, guys. So my suggestion is you better get on the ball. Do you think I'm going to be sitting still on this? Nope. I'm going to make sure the city hall knows all about it. But I need as many people possible to look and make sure their fucking mayor knows all about it. And don't relinquish. Stay on their ass. The more of us that do it, we can prevent some of this. But if you're going to be lazy now, then you're going to be deserving what you get. That's all I got to say.